Officeworks is very proud to be a part of today's International Women's Day breakfast.
Women in Rotary is continuing to create systemic change and make a difference, as wished by President Obama last week in his speech. This year, we are celebrating International Women's Day and diversity across Australia with 7 breakfasts in our major cities, bringing over 2,000 men and women in business together today.
Now, our exciting topic, as you know, this morning is having a baby a woman's affair. Well, up to a point. And that point is probably giving birth. And then it's a free-for-all, really. Well, we're about to find out.
And I want to invite you to come to this conversation, which is such a significant issue for all of us, about the place women play in our world, and particularly in the leadership domain. So we have this very celebrated panel, and we have something like 1,200 people in the audience. Collectively, we influence potentially 130,000 Australians. If men and women were now leading our world in equal measure, what would it look like? What would you see? What might be different or similar to where we are today?
Well, I was just thinking about my son, who's 8, and I hope that by the time we're in 2050, there's still a girl out there who's going to be nice to him.
In my view, it's a more normal world when you actually have a mixed audience of males and females. An audience of all females is more freer with their emotions. They'll respond, they'll laugh, they'll comment, they'll become engaged. Men and women, to me, is a more balanced, it's an easier audience to actually speak to.
Are we going to have a better investment in education? Are we going to have fun getting old together? Are we going to have a more considered approach to what we do in terms of sustainability?
And very importantly, to see that the child care and everything that goes with it, the cost, all the energy that goes with it, must be shared between themselves and their partner.
Women experience real challenges coming back into the workforce in terms of shared work or part-time work, and are seen to consider their children ahead of their work.
In 2050, where there would be childcare facilities in every workplace.
Yes, I'd like to see more elderly women in the media, and I do believe that we are trending that way, that we're going towards the American model where you're seeing older female broadcasters.
Probably more difficult. It has been more difficult. Now I think it's much less difficult, and I think the numbers of lawyers who become judges on the courts demonstrate that merit will get them there.
Leadership is enriched by a contribution of diversity. That's the culture I think we need to pursue.
The best way to make life a success, I think, is to share it and not be fearful of sharing.
Ultimately, change both happens because we accumulate knowledge about ways of doing things better, but sometimes it happens because you walk away from a breakfast like this with an idea and you seed it where you work, with your families, you decide to take action on it, you talk to people and you connect.
Excellent morning. Very enjoyable. Lovely speech.